Have you ever wondered why money feels so complicated? Why it seems to slip through your fingers no matter how hard you chase it? Or why even when you have it, there's a hidden fear that it could vanish at any moment? For so many of us, money has become this strange paradox. We need it, we chase it, we fear it, and yet we rarely stop to ask the deeper question: what is money really? Today, I want to take you into a conversation that goes far beyond budgeting tips or investment strategies. This is not about quick tricks or surface-level affirmations. It's about something much deeper, the hidden spiritual connection between money and your inner beliefs. And if you truly understand this connection, not only will your relationship with money change, but the way you see your entire life will be transformed. Let me start with a story. There's an old parable where a man asks God, "What is 1,000,000 years to you?" And God replies, "It's only a second." Then the man asks, "What is $1,000,000 to you?" God answers, "It's only a penny." The man smiles and says, "Well, God, could you give me a penny?" And God says, "Sure, just give me a second." Funny, right? But underneath the humor lies a powerful truth about how we humans view both time and money. We tend to see money as something external, elusive, and almost godlike in its power over our lives. We treat it as if it exists outside of us, like some mysterious force that we either win or lose, control or get crushed by. But what if money isn't outside of you at all? What if it has always been inside, simply mirroring your inner beliefs and state of being? This is the idea I want to explore with you today. That money is not just currency, it's a reflection. It mirrors how you see yourself, how you relate to the physical world, and ultimately, how connected or disconnected you are from your own inner abundance. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how many people live with a constant fear of money? Either the fear of not having enough, or the fear of losing what they already have. Even wealthy people sometimes confess that they feel a lurking anxiety that something could take it all away. An accident, a tax bill, a bad investment, an unexpected crisis. This constant undercurrent of fear is not really about money itself. It's about the belief that money is out there somewhere, beyond your control, and that life can snatch it away whenever it wants. But what if money, like everything else in your life, is simply a mirror of your inner world? What if it is not out there, but in here, reflecting your own beliefs, your own sense of worth, your own energy? Now, I know that may sound abstract, maybe even a little radical, so let me break it down. When you meditate, when you visualize, when you dream, what do you notice? You notice that in your inner world you can create anything. You can imagine wealth, joy, love, success, and you feel powerful in that space. But then you open your eyes, step back into the so-called real world, and suddenly it feels different. Suddenly there are bills, rent, obligations, things that seem outside your control. It feels like the outer world is playing by different rules. And that, right there, is the problem. We've been conditioned to believe that the physical world is separate from our inner world. That meditation and visualization are one reality, and paying bills is another. But what if that's an illusion? What if the same creative energy that lets you build entire worlds in your imagination is also shaping the so-called real world around you? What if there has never been a separation at all? This is where the ancient saying comes in: as above, so below, as within, so without. What you see outside is always reflecting what you carry inside, and that includes money. So here's the first shift I want you to consider. Money is not external. It is not separate. It is a mirror. If you believe money is scarce, that it's hard to get, that it's dangerous, then guess what? That belief will shape the way money shows up for you. But if you begin to see money as natural, as loving, as part of the flow of life itself, then your experience of money changes. Not because of magic, but because you're finally aligned with the truth of what money really is. Now, let's pause for a second and ask the uncomfortable question. Why do so many people feel guilty about wanting money? Why do so many spiritual teachings suggest that poverty is somehow more noble, that wealth distracts us from God, that the less you have, the more holy you are. This belief has been passed down for centuries, and it has poisoned the way many of us view abundance. But let's question it together. If God, or whatever you call the divine, is love itself, then wouldn't that love want to give you everything you need? Think of a parent with a child. If the child asked for something they needed, wouldn't a loving parent want to give it? Why would God, or the universe, be any different? Why would the creator of abundance withhold it and tell you to suffer instead? Somewhere along the way, humanity twisted the idea of spirituality into a competition of suffering. The monks who starved themselves, the saints who punished their own bodies, the ascetics who gave up everything, they were seen as more holy because they had nothing. But does that really make sense? Does having less really mean being closer to love, to God, to truth? Or is it possible that love, real love, is not about deprivation but about flow, about giving and receiving? Here's the radical idea I want you to consider. It's okay to love money. Yes, I said it. It's okay to love money. In fact, it's necessary. Because if you secretly despise it, if you think it's dirty or evil, if you see it as something corrupting, how could you ever allow it to flow into your life? How can you attract something that you're repulsed by? Try this. Just whisper to yourself right now, I love you, money, I accept your love. How did that feel? Maybe it felt good. Or maybe it felt weird, even wrong, like you were breaking some ancient rule. That's okay. That's just the conditioning talking. That's just centuries of beliefs saying that money and spirit don't belong together. But let me tell you the truth. Money is simply energy. It's part of the circulatory system of life, just like blood moving through your body. It wants to flow. It wants to be exchanged. It wants to create. And when you embrace it with love instead of fear, you open yourself up to receive it in ways you never imagined. Now let's go deeper. Money doesn't just represent paper bills or numbers in a bank account. It's an archetype. It's a symbol of creative energy, constantly moving, constantly expanding. When you treat it with love, when you speak to it with gratitude, you activate that archetype. You allow money to say back to you, I see you, I hear you, I want to come closer. Money, like love itself, wants a relationship. And just like with people, the healthier the relationship, the more natural the flow becomes. But here's the catch. If you have an adversarial relationship with money, if deep down you think it's evil, or that it will corrupt you, or that having too much will make people judge you, then of course it avoids you. Wouldn't you avoid someone who kept rejecting you? Money is no different. It reflects back what you project onto it. So the second shift I want you to embrace is acceptance. Not obsession, not greed, not hoarding, acceptance. The ability to look at money and say, you are part of life's natural rhythm. I love you. I accept you. I allow you to flow through me. When you breathe in and out, you don't judge the breath. You just let it flow. That's how money is meant to be. Receive and give, give and receive. A natural pulse, part of life's heartbeat. Now I can almost hear some of you thinking, but wait, what about greed? What about people who use money in destructive ways? And you're right, money in itself is neutral. It simply amplifies the consciousness of the one holding it. If someone is selfish, money amplifies that. If someone is generous, money amplifies that too. The problem has never been money. The problem has always been consciousness. And that's why your relationship with money begins inside, not outside. Let's take a moment here for a simple but powerful practice. Close your eyes and say inwardly, I open myself to receive money and abundance. I surrender the belief that money is outside of me. I accept money as part of my natural flow. I welcome abundance now. Feel the words, not just the meaning. Let them sink in. Notice any resistance that comes up, the little voice that says, this is silly or this isn't true. That voice is just your old conditioning. You can thank it for showing up and then let it go. Here, what's really happening when you do this. You're retraining your inner consciousness to see money not as a threat, not as something out there, but as part of your own inner rhythm. You're dissolving the fear that has been keeping money at a distance, and you're allowing yourself to align with its flow. And when you make this shift, everything changes. Suddenly, opportunities appear where you never saw them before. People show up ready to help. Ideas come alive in your mind. And most importantly, you no longer feel like a victim of money, you feel like a partner with it. That's the hidden connection. That's the truth behind money and spiritual beliefs. They are not separate, they are one. So here's the final question I want to leave you with today. What kind of relationship will you choose to have with money? Will you fear it, fight it, reject it, and keep it at a distance? Or will you embrace it, love it, and allow it to move through you as a force for good? The choice is yours. And whatever you choose, remember this: money is not the enemy. It's not dirty, it's not outside of you. It's simply energy waiting to be invited, waiting to be loved. And when you love it, it loves you back. So today, whisper it one more time. I love you, money. I accept your love. Let it flow. Let it move. Let it create. Because money, like everything else in this universe, is love in motion.